Whether they are ready or not, it is time for prime time for the Carolina Panthers. Joining me to discuss their game against the Saints Monday night, Julian Council from Locked On Panthers. Julian, we'll get to whether or not the Panthers are ready for this stage, but first let's get to your keys to the game. All right, Julian, protection, that's your first key. Kept him pretty clean, Bryce Young, until the second half against Atlanta.
Yeah, 2 sacks last week. Unfortunate to see that happen, but as Frank Reich said on Monday when looking at the game film, when you're put in those obvious passing situations and when you're down the games, that's when it allows teams to kind of pin their ears back and go after you. So on Sunday, they got to find a way to protect Bryce. As always, that's always going to be one of my keys to the game because it's very simple. If you do not protect your quarterback, you do not have a chance to win on Sundays or on Mondays or occasionally later on this season on Thursday and maybe even on Saturday in December.
Happened before.
So you have to take care of your quarterback, and if you don't do that, you're going to have problems. And I'm concerned about it now that the Carolina Panthers are not down 1 but 2 starters, as Austin Corbett's still on the physically unable to perform list, and Chandler Zawadi's going to stay out there at right guard, but then they lose Brady Christensen for the season with a bicep injury, had surgery, and now at left guard they got to figure out whether it's going to be Nash Jensen or it's going to be Justin McCray, who's on the practice squad, who could be called up, or if it's going to be Cade Mays. So trying to figure out the interior of the offense line, being able to take care of Bryce Young and protect him, like that's obviously a key to the game, trying to keep your quarterback upright opposed to running for his life like we saw in the preseason and late in Sunday afternoon's loss to Atlanta. All
right, key number 2, what do you got for us on that?
Key number 2, you've got to establish the passing game. So if you can protect Bryce, let's find somebody open on the outside. 8 receptions on 15 targets for 63 yards. That's what the wide receivers did on Sunday. I don't care whether you're playing high school football, college football, or at the NFL level, you can't win that way. Adam Thielen, I wonder how healthy he truly was on Sunday afternoon after being limited in practice and also missing Thursday of last week with an ankle issue. My hope is that he's feeling better. DJ Chark, of course, not sure whether he's going to play or not, but if he does, that should help the passing game. They have to be able to establish some sort of passing game, get some sort of rhythm, aside from what you saw last week where they did get it with those 2 key third down throws on a touchdown drive. That was pretty much the passing game. So they need to be able to do far more in the passing game to help out Bryce and be able to win on Monday night against New Orleans.
All right, 2 keys on offense. We going defense for key number 3? Or are we staying there?
We're going to go defense, and it kind of goes back to injuries and being concerned about whether they can hold up on the offensive line to be able to protect Bryce. Can they now hold up in the secondary? Ask me, or let me know if you've heard this before. Jason Horn goes out, C.J. Henderson comes in, gives up a big play.
I think I heard it last week.
We saw it last week. We saw it last year. We saw it in his very first game as a Panther when he gave a touchdown to Amari Cooper back against Dallas. Now, things have gotten, hopefully, better with C.J. Henderson. He has more experience now, and he's likely going to step into a more a bigger role. Maybe not going to start. We'll see if Troy Hill starts there. But either way, him and Troy Hill have to be able to figure out a way to not allow big passing yardage to Michael Thomas, to Chris Olave, and this excellent wide receiver core the New Orleans Saints have on Monday afternoon and Monday evening. And you saw what they did last Sunday with Derek Carr, throwing for 300 yards. That's certainly a concern with the injuries in the secondary and not giving up big chunk plays.
All right, those are Julian's 3 keys to Monday night's game against the New Orleans Saints. For more with Julian, visit our WCNC Charlotte YouTube page. Julian, overall, do you feel like Bryce Young and this Panthers team is ready for a primetime game in Week 2 in front of everybody who doesn't turn the channel to the next game in the Monday night doubleheader?
We get everybody for an hour nationwide, which is great, and unfortunately have the B team, but it's good to have actual primetime football back in Charlotte. I don't count Thursday night football. I don't even count the occasional Saturday games that happen late in December. It's Sunday night and it's Monday night, and it's good to see the Panthers have a home opener before this home crowd right there in the spotlight in primetime Monday Night Football. Whether they're ready, I'm not sure. On the outside, it feels like the vibes aren't great with the injuries that they now have with Brady Christensen out for the rest of the season. J.C. Horn potentially he's out for an extended amount of time. Is it going to be the rest of the year? We're not sure just yet. So on the outside, fans are obviously concerned after watching 3 turnovers and losing to a Falcons team that threw for 91 yards. You should not lose a game in the NFL when you only allow 91 yards passing. But internally, it feels like they're still confident in what they have, that they saw enough out of the offense, and especially defensively, to where this team can move forward and be much better than what you saw Sunday afternoon in that loss against Atlanta. So are they ready as far as health-wise? Not as much as they wish they would be. I do think the Panthers will have a better showing from Week 1 to Week 2 as they face off against New Orleans on Monday night.
How concerned are you in the context of the entire season that this team has lost one key player on offense already, perhaps one key player on defense for at least, like you said, an extended period of time?
Yeah, I'm pretty concerned. When Austin Corbett comes back, I don't know if that's going to be the same Austin Corbett that we saw last year. And you had asked me when we were doing our buy or sell before the season started on the offensive line, whether I felt like it would be better or worse. And I felt like it'd be slightly worse because you don't lose one of your best offensive linemen for the majority of last season. You don't lose him and then get better, even when he comes back later on in the season. Now you're getting rid of Brady Christensen, putting in some younger players in that situation. Like, I have my concerns about where that O-line can hold up for the rest of the season. And you saw a couple years ago, while there was less talent on the offensive line, the Panthers really struggled when they had 13 of 17 combinations on the offensive line in 2021. And defensively, in the back end, at corner in particular, we have seen in the past, that's been a problem. So if that continues to happen where Dante Jackson, who's also been injury prone, if he sustains an injury, you're down to C.J. Henderson, Troy Hill, and that's not the situation the Carolina Panthers want to be in. So yeah, I am concerned about the injuries. And wide receiver as well. DJ Chark, he struggled with that throughout his career. Adam Thielen's getting up in age. Terrace Marshall, he's had his issues. So overall, the injuries are certainly concerning, and everyone has them. But the Panthers have certainly just been bit by that bug more than any other team in the NFL, as it feels like early on here, heading into week 2.
And final question, we obviously think the Panthers are going the route of we're going to grow together on offense. Yeah. We're going to grow with our rookie quarterback. In 2023, what can it look like? What can Bryce Young and this offense grow into?
Yeah, it's tough to answer that. I think it's going to be a lot better than what we saw. I don't think that's what it's going to be all year long. When you bring in DJ Chark, that'll add an element of downfield passing game. We didn't see that much on Sunday. They had a couple of opportunities that they had called for a pass down the field that Bryce actually he checked out of. And the opportunities that we saw, Terrace Marshall, maybe he quits on the route, maybe it's overthrown. Certainly the one later on to Jonathan Mingo I do think with DJ Chark, that will help out. And you saw it down in Spartanburg in training camp. We didn't get to see it in the preseason, but you saw in training camp that they had a connection down the field. So I do think that will help the offense be able to open up things for everyone else. I think they're going to run the ball well. I love what I saw from Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders. The fumble's not great, but I think that tandem is going to be good. Offensive line-wise, if they can get Corbett back, hopefully maybe in 2 weeks' time, probably more realistically in about 6 weeks, probably middle of the season, then I think they can be fine even having to play, I guess, maybe moving Zavala to left guard, however they want to mix it up. They would have 4 of the 5 starters. But over the next couple of weeks, a little concerned about where that's at. I think this offense is still going to be one of the bottom half of the offenses in the league. And I felt like that before some of the injuries even occurred heading into the season, just looking at where the receiver talent is and how good they really could be, and then having a rookie quarterback. So I do think that they'll find some sort of consistency at some point. I just don't think this is ever going to be a top 15, top 10 offense this year. If they can be top 20, that would be nice.
All right, Julian, enjoy all the games on a Panther-free Sunday, and we'll see everybody Monday night.